You look at me and see an old man, a face lined with years, but when I look in the mirror, I still see the young boy from Cebu, the one who sold periodicals in the streets of Cebu City after my father passed. We were not poor, but we knew the value of our Lord. My mother, Juana, she was my pillar. She instilled in me that education is the only inheritance that no one can take from you. And so I studied first at the Seminario Colegio de San Carlos. Yes, a prize in the making, but the law called to me. It seemed the most direct way to build a just society. I finished my law degree at the University of Santo Tomas and returned to Cebu, not just as a lawyer, but as a man with a purpose. My work was never just a job, it was my mission. I started as a fiscal, a prosecutor. I saw the cracks in the system. I knew we needed a voice, so with a few good men, I started a newspaper, El Nuevo Dia. The pen you see can be mightier than the sword. It prepares the ground, and soon we were not just writing about change, we were making it. I was the first Filipino to be elected Speaker of the Philippine Assembly, and later the first Vice President of the Commonwealth. People called me the old man. They said I was too cautious, too quiet next to the furious speeches of Manuel Quezon. But my principle has always been this: a nation cannot be built on passion alone. It must be built on foundation of law, order, and education. Passion wins revolution, but prudence builds nation. My weapon was not a rifle. It was a budget, a law, a schoolhouse. Then the war came, the darkness. I will never forget the weight of leaving Corregidor on that submarine, the weight of every Filipino we were leaving behind. When President Quezon's health failed, the presidency fell to me in exile in Washington. It was the loneliest burden. My contribution was not a glorious battle, but the stubborn refusal to let the idea of the Philippines die. And when we returned, wading ashore at Leyte with MacArthur, it was not for a photograph, it was to reclaim our home. My work was to pick up the pieces, to rebuild a government from the ashes, to restore not just buildings, but the soul of the nation. In the end, the people chose a new path. I lost the election to Manuel Rojas, and that is alright. Democracy is the will of the people. My contribution was to be the steady hand, the bridge from revolution to republic, from war to peace. So when you walk down the streets of Cebu and you see my name on a plaque or a street sign, do not think of it as a monument to a man. Think of it as a reminder of the foundation, the quiet, unyielding work that makes freedom last. And that is enough. It has always been enough.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one.